What's happening, watch fans? It's Todd with Idea 33 Media. I am sitting here with one of my favorite independent watchmakers, Felix Baumgartner of URWERK. Felix, how are you today, sir?
Thank you, Todd, for having me in your show.
Absolutely.
I'm very good. I'm very happy to sit here with you, and very happy on the 27th exhibition at before it was Basel World.
Yes.
Today it's Watches and Wonders.
It's amazing. It's great to be here during Geneva Watch Week, and we were just talking about this before we were recording about being here in your own space. What does exhibiting at your own atelier mean to you? What does that feel like?
So it's very nice for us, a very nice turn, because before we started in the academy, in the AHCI. The first 7 years actually we exhibited together with Sven Andersen and Vincent Calabrese and all these Philippe Dufour and all my friends, And then we moved on. Actually, in Watches and Wonders, we had our own booth in the atelier. It was called the atelier. But actually, then we said, we are here now exhibiting in the atelier Richemont at Watches and Wonders in Geneva. So why we have our workshop here in the middle of Geneva, our atelier actually here now in the old town, the nicest square of Geneva. So why not having our exhibition here where we are? It's the most natural thing, and we are very happy to receive the people here now in this 700-year-old place, which is transformed by URWERK into a very contemporary place where we really craft and work today with the possibilities of today.
Yeah, I love this space. I love what you guys have done with it. I also noticed that behind us over here, there's an anti-Janvier clock, which we'll have to talk about afterwards because I want to know more. But for now, let's talk about the space-time blade, the novelty that you guys have brought for Geneva Watch Week. I know it was originally designed or originally conceived for only watch. You've now produced a series of that clock, and it's 33 pieces, correct?
Absolutely, Todd. So we are really happy to have found this incredible artisan, Dalibor Farny in Czechoslovakia. He's an incredible artisan. He's able to produce these tubes today, and after our designs and our ideas of Martin, the sci-fi approach, of URWERK, of Martin, of myself, and to bring actually our energy into that clock together with Dalibor is the perfect mariage, the perfect wedding between crazy people, and the outcome is just exactly 99% of what we imagined when we started actually 3 years ago already working on this crazy project. And we presented the only watch piece last summer.
Yes.
And we are now happy to show the 33 pieces limited edition. But when you imagine only each Nixie tube has 88 parts in it. In total, we are talking over 1,400 parts, which is working this whole sculpture, space-time blade, which gives you a crazy emotion actually when you switch between the modes of traveling on the Earth equator. Actually, on GPS position you are. It's calculating it to your GPS position you are. It's calculating the distance you are traveling every 24 hours around the Earth while turning the Earth. It's also then calculating when you have the sun and the Earth in a year for sure, but how many are you making every second of this distance? So this is a clock which gives you this impression of space and time.
Yeah. It's such an absolute pleasure to see it as a series. I loved seeing the version for only watch, but I love seeing it as part of a series now, as part of the URWERK DNA, because it is so full of URWERK's design language and DNA and love of space and space travel. I just think it's such a natural extension of what you do. And as soon as I saw it, I didn't think, oh, they've gone in a completely different direction. I immediately understood how it fit into the lineup.
Todd. And I have to tell you also that actually as often at URWERK, you can't imagine that, but the basic idea, the start, comes from the past, from the history. So my father restores clocks, and he found 15, 16 years ago, this clock from Gustav Sondos, actually in an antique store in Lucerne, in the middle of Switzerland, where the antique store owner wasn't aware what he had actually. It was a unique piece of a clock, like 2 meters high, where the dial is not showing any minutes, seconds, hours, not at all. Actually, it's showing 3 dials, but he didn't knew what it shows. So my father made some research and he started to understand actually it's showing the kilometers, the 100 kilometers and 40,000 kilometers of the equation surrounding system, what we are traveling every day.
Amazing.
And this clock he offered me like a few years ago to my workshop here in Geneva. And we said with Martin, we have to do something with that crazy idea to express time, not in seconds, minutes and hours, but expressing time with distance. We are traveling while we are sitting here, we are traveling in space.
Yeah, that's incredible. And that just highlights one of the things that I love so much about URWERK is that nothing is done just because it could be done. There is always a deep philosophical reason that there is an addition to a watch or a change to a product or an inclusion, like in the space-time blade with the distance you travel every day.
Absolutely. For me, it's important not to just continue chronographs or tourbillons, but actually to offer new emotions in watchmaking or clockmaking, to show new indications, to show new three-dimensional parts who can indicate something like our satellites. So to give new emotions to watchmaking, I think this is what makes creative, independent watchmaking today. That's the change. This is our value we bring to that somehow small watch industry we have here in Switzerland.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And because you said satellite complication, let's move on to the watches that you've released in the last few months here. Let's start with the UR230, if we may.
Yes.
I love that watch. I think it's an incredible piece. It's such a great evolution of the 200 series. Could you tell us a little bit about the winding mechanism and the design of the turbine system?
Absolutely, with pleasure. So the 230 Eagle, we call it the Eagle. So before we had the Hawk, the Black Hawk. The 220 was the Black Hawk. The 230 we call it the Eagle. Is still an aggressive animal. So you have this retrograde minute hand, which is showing the minutes. And then actually there are 2 complications. You have the revolving satellite hours, you have the minute hand, and the minute hand is then flying back to 0. And that moment is actually where the aggressive eagle, somehow
picks its prey.
Exactly, it gets his prey. So this is the name, and this eagle is a bit bigger because we have a half hunter case on the 230. We call it half hunter case because of that possibility to protect the case on the back side. so this is where the watch is exposed more.
Absolutely.
And you can protect them and open to look the indications how the turbine automatic is regulated. So you have an on-off for the winding system or the turbine automatic. On one lever here you can change and regulate this, the on-off, and the other you have the efficiency mode of the turbine. So you have like a normal efficiency, every watch has to wind for sure the mechanical power you need to make it work, but they are all standard. They are standard, that means it has to wind up for an older person, as for a younger, more sportive person, it has to wind up for both. That means that the the less active person the younger person will overwind constantly his automatic movement.
Yes.
Because we still need the efficiency to wind for the older person, which is moving less.
Absolutely.
And this is something which for me as a watchmaker that hurts me somehow, because the durability of the mechanical movement somehow is then less insured with that overwinding. And we have the possibility of on these watches actually to regulate the efficiency. So if you are an active person, you go, you make like a brake, a little air brake. This turbine automatically serves as an air brake, and so you can regulate that to your individual personal activity in your life. So this is what we developed in the 230 Eagle.
I love it. And that's again just such a continuation of something that you and Martin have put at the forefront, which is putting the collector, the wearer of the watch, in direct communication with the watch, in harmony with the watch. The ability to regulate the watch, make it suit your lifestyle, and make fine-tuning adjustments if you need to. I feel like that's been such a hallmark of what you guys have done, where you don't necessarily make everyone the watchmaker, but you give everyone the opportunity to experience just that little bit of what it's like to be a watchmaker.
Absolutely. It's the care of really transmitting all the details and the technical realities of a movement and of our watches. And somehow you, as a wearer, you are part and you are the pilot somehow of your watch.
Yes.
So you can really take control on that. This is an ongoing idea on the 230. We had other crazy creations like the EMC brings that to a top, where you can regulate even the fine-tuning system, the regulation of the watch. So it's a theme which is all through work, and we love to integrate really the wearer to watchmaking and to be able to adjust it to his lifestyle, as you said. Starting to understand what's going on in a watch.
Absolutely. It's incredible. I absolutely love the watch. I feel like it has so many parts of your DNA and the brand's DNA in it. I'd love to move on and talk about the UR100 Lightspeed. I think the 100 series has been such a, I hope it's been a massive success for you. I feel like it's such a cool way to experience what URWERK has to offer. And I think the Lightspeed is a great continuation of the 100 series, because it brings, again, like we were just talking about with the space-time blade, it brings a little bit of that feeling of movement in space and understanding of our place in the universe to your wrist.
And exactly. It also gives you the feeling how small we are somehow, because in very little time we are traveling incredible distances, but for sure light is even going faster than we are going on Earth or around the sun, So this is just amazing to be aware and to be reminded somehow through that indication how fast light is traveling from here, from sun to Earth, and we have an indication who gives you really the per minute distance, and also with the movement of the angle of the dial, you can understand actually the relations between the different planets, which are now here we supplied 8 planets with the light travel to 8 planets, and it gives you really this feeling of space, time. It's related, and we are looking through with light even into the past somehow.
Yes.
You see, as a child, my father was telling me that we see stars on the sky, but they are actually already gone. But the light is still on travel to us, and so this is when I was aware. Okay, we look actually into the past. When you see some stars, you see the light of it, but actually the star is already gone. So that's crazy. Yeah. How small we are here on Earth, and we somehow remind that with the U100, with this 100 Lightspeed. Yeah, and we are very very happy to introduce that series with this a new carbon case, which is built around the titanium case. So the middle waterproof case with a screwed in crown is a titanium, all built in titanium.
Amazing.
And then we have a very light carbon shell around this titanium case, and it gives a very smooth and very good feel.
Yeah, it gives and because the carbon is black, it gives a lot of URWERK DNA to it, but in a new material, in a new way. And for me, there's a juxtaposition between the titanium and the carbon, which are these incredible lightweight sort of materials that we would use in aerospace applications. but in a mechanical watch that is a sort of derivation of watches that have been around for the last few hundred years. And then I think there's a juxtaposition to seeing how fast light travels too, with the materials and with sort of the history of time telling, and the analog nature of actually telling time in a mechanical watch.
Absolutely. Then thank you, Todd, for bringing these important points all together. And when we are talking about time, carbon is also a very special material.
Yes.
Because carbon, for sure, is created since a very long time. It really pushes you back into that reality of this element, which is very special, the carbon, and time. It tells a lot. So it fits perfect. And here we have a special carbon actually with 3 times more layers as we used before. So it's a very fine carbon layered case. So it gives more strength to that shell. I call it a carbon shell, which is built around the titanium case. And we have here 85 layers to really cover this shell of carbon fibers. So it's on every level. It's a really challenging continuation of the UR100.
Yeah, it's a great continuation of the 100 series. It's a great continuation of everything URWERK in my mind. What does the future look like? You guys have celebrated the 25th anniversary, and congratulations on that. What can we expect in terms of evolution in the future for URWERK?
So you can expect the top, the maximum, as we are here for that. Out of 22 people, we are 25, even we are 5-6 people in R&D. So it's all about research, creation, originality, but also on every corner you can see the concept is very important.
Yes.
It starts with the basic idea, then it has to go into the mechanism and into the realization of. So it has all these steps, and to have always to be on the forefront of the possibilities of what is possible today, to machine, to produce the materials, to have that research. It's we have it's the part of the company we have almost the most of fun, this kind of research. So it's 30%, 6 people out of 22 are doing this together with Martin and myself. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So it's going on quite in a tough URWERK way,
Yeah.
The future is. This is our motor,
Yeah. Well, seeing the 100 Lightspeed in carbon, seeing the 230 in person, and getting to see the space-time blade, I'm very excited about where the future is going. I look forward to continuing to see your progress, and I look forward to hearing what crazy historical clock and what crazy space exploration gives you inspiration in the future.
Thank you very much, Todd, and I can only tell you, fasten your seat belts.
Thank you.